So what do you understand by geriatric care?
Geriatric care refers to care of elderly people, mostly.
Hmm? Mostly or correctly?
Yes, sir. Um,
Hmm?
Elderly people, taking care of elderly people, having more
Hmm.
infrastructure for them.
Okay, so what is demographic winter?
Demographic winter. So this refers to the fact that when young populations start declining in some particular country because of change in demography, so
Hmm.
it's basically like it's a winter, demographic winter. But,
Okay. See, nowadays we are seeing this, more and more in news, right? Elon Musk keeps talking about, having more children, and he keeps tweeting about, declining fertility rate in developed countries. And even in Karnataka, today there is a news that, particular community, the religious head of a particular community is giving you open call, have more children, right? So can you tell me like why are we seeing such kind of news and reactions from influential people?
sir, multiple factors. One would be political reasons. So, because vote bank get affected if a demography of a state changes and federalism get also into question. So when a population will decline, there will be less consumption also. So the market forces, like especially take into consideration Elon Musk. So he wants that people, there should be people to buy things also. So from that perspective, he is saying that we should not be, we should have more children. And also, sir, thirdly, I think point related to competition for resources also. So, sir, there if we have elderly people, then there will be lack of skilled labor, and those regions which have more young population, they will get more benefit. So, in that regard, also, sir, uh, some states prefer to have more children.
Mhm. So what kind of challenges we will face as a nation when we have more aged population?
Yes, sir. So, one would be health expenditure will increase. Second would be the number of dependents will increase. So we will have less. We will have also the consumption demand will reduce because mostly consumption comes in young populations. In old age, there are restricted number of expenditures. And so third would be the skilled population and the labor shortage we may face in few areas like Japan is facing right now.
Mhm. So do you know the data like how many aged people are there in India?
So right now, sir, it's less than 10%, but it will be around 20% by 2050.
Okay.
So,
So what do you mean by like spending quality time with grandparents? What do you mean by quality time?
so sir, when I spend like quality time with grandparents, it basically refers to sharing their life experiences and learning from those wisdoms, and also inculcating certain values from their experiences in mine. So, sir, like I have learned pranayam from them only, and also, sir, certain personality traits like working hard and being disciplined are few things which I learned from my grandfather.
Okay. So can you give a sociological perspective with respect to uh, how technology is influencing or impacting social structure in?
So one is the technology which is coming is making interaction with the family members digital. We are mostly talking on phone and having video calls. So second is also we spend more time on social media also, and that reduces our interaction with the family members. And third one would be, sir, the level of change which is happening. So we through technology we can access different cultures, which was not earlier possible, and now we are seeing a
Can you
certain
define
cultural
social
change.
structure? What is social structure?
Yes. The social structure refers to how different social institutions are interacting with among each other, and what is the pattern of relationship which is there in institutions as well as between among people.
Okay, examples. When you talk about like, what do you mean by institutions? Different social
So
institutions.
like family and even political systems and also the economic systems. So like these are all social structures.
Mhm. So, is there any link between technology and caste system?
Yes, sir, we are seeing trends of websites like Shadi.com having caste-based differentiations. So, in some way, technology is promoting caste, but in some ways it is also reducing in the way that now now with access to technology, even people from marginalized caste can access good quality content. So in that way, it is also reducing the gap between caste groups. So sir, it has
Which is
like mixed.
predominant in your opinion? Being a student of sociology and somebody who has studied mathematics, right? Which one is predominant? Like technology, is it increasing caste consciousness or is it decreasing?
So in my opinion, it is reducing caste consciousness.
So
Um,
can you give like two, three reasons why you believe so?
so one would be because interaction is now after like technology, we are having interactions. We do not consider who the person's caste is, so we interact more freely. Earlier we had segmented life living spaces, and their interactions were not very frequent, and this used to increase caste consciousness. The second would be the kind of jobs which are coming due to technology. These jobs are also, sir, not related to any caste related factors. So that's also, sir, one of the reasons.
Okay. So can you give examples of best out of waste craft?
Yes, sir.
What are the things that you have created?
Yes, sir. So I created many of them, like using plastic spoons to make flowers, and then also using uh, glass from a broken mirror to decorate the boundaries of any photo frame, and also sir using like wool to make wall decor, like making flowers of wool and then making a wall decor out of it.
Okay. So how long you have been doing that?
Sir, I have been doing it since my college days, whenever I get time,
Mhm.
especially during holidays.
So can you give me reasons why we have failed to, clean our rivers, especially Ganga, Yamuna, and also there is so much, problem with the waste management in Indian cities.
Yes. So sir, talking about rivers, we need to clean them, one, because of the sanitation it brings in the whole area. It will reduce our health expenditure because disease will be less in that region.
No, the question
Second,
is
it
why
will
we have
promote
failed. Why we have failed to clean
YBA.
them.
Um, so because lack of coordination among different agencies. Secondly, strict actions are not being taken for those who violate the rules. Like we have not achieved the goal of having installed sewage treatment plants, especially during Namami Gange program. And third would be lack of public participation also. So still people uh, dump the waste in those rivers and things like that.
Any other
So what was the
reasons?
second? So other reason would be we have not taken an integrated approach in the way that many industries located in the nearby region of Ganga, they are still polluting in the similar way. So uh, and alternate solutions also are not very much there. Like sewage treatment plant is there, but we need some cost effective measures which could be sustainable also and which could help in cleaning the river also.
So assume that you were municipal commissioner of a city which is facing a severe problem of waste management, right? So it is
Yes.
your responsibility to make it one of the cleanest cities in India. Right. How
Mhm.
will you go about?
So first, sir, I will identify the sources of pollution there. It could be water pollution in certain areas, and it could be more solid waste and air pollution in some areas. So first, I will identify the source. Second, we will make a plan of how to deal with it in short term and in long term. In short term, we can implement rules. We can have campaigns of where people can also join in sanitation drives, like it used to happen during Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. And for long term, we will try to make a transition of especially big source of pollution like industries, and also like if we take example of like Delhi, so public transportation system to be made more effective so that people can switch to that instead of their personal vehicles. So then solutions should be aimed at having a long term impact uh, and taking people into consideration also.
So see, I mean, many people have tried to do this, right? Even then, the problem persists, right? So is there something fundamental, that we need to change with respect to Indian society, you know, to make these things happen?
I would say one is a lack of finance also. In many places, we have will, but we lack finances. Given the fact that we are a developing nation and we do have uh, various goals to achieve, and in certain of in certain of these things, there are inevitable pollution. So, and also, sir, secondly, we lack technology also in certain areas. And sir, if we talk about the Indian society as such, so people are getting conscious of sanitation and waste, but still we need to have like other another campaigns like Swachh Bharat Abhiyan on a grand scale, so that it continues and it becomes a part of daily routine.
When was Swachh Bharat campaign introduced?
So 2014.
2014? On which date? So it's been 10 years, right? More than 10 years. I think it was introduced on October 2nd, I think,
Yes,
on
sir, on
Gandhi
Gandhi
Jayanti.
Jayanti. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So 10 years, like, how would you like to rate it? Uh, Is it a successful campaign or
So successful in terms of bringing certain changes in behavior, but not fully successful in terms of the results, because still we have lot to cover.
can
Still
you
we
analyze like why we have failed, despite spending so much money? Even advertisement itself, hundreds of crores is spent. Right. So you said behavioral change is there, but on the ground, we don't see much change. So in whichever city you go, it is still there. So why it is so difficult?
so for cities, we could see that there are problems at level of city planning. So if we see the drainage, some in certain areas we do not have the planned structures. So even if people are aware that the waste which is getting created is like not harmful for in the environment and all, but sir, the infrastructure is not in place, like all these things, drainage and other things. And so second would be the big source of pollution like industries uh, and like the large number of thermal power plants. So their actions have to be taken so that it could it could bring more results, because even if like we do it on a small scale, then it won't be very effective in terms of solving the issue. And so third would be there are behavioral changes, but then sir, we also kind of forget in many instances. So this practice of keeping your city clean, keeping your surroundings clean, um is there, but not like it gets tempered away by the time. Uh, so, sir, I
Okay.
think there needs to be yes, sir,
What is circular
reinvigoration.
economy?
Secular economy, sir.
Yeah, what is circular economy?
Circular. Yes, a circular economy refers to the practice of reusing and recycling whatever is getting generated in the economy, and it becomes a sustainable practice, and it allows reduction of waste, so and creates employment also in the
Have
in
you
the
come
same
across
process.
any story or any, development like where it has been successfully implemented or successfully working in any part of the world or any part of India?
So in very small scale, I've seen in certain villages where they have biogas plant, and then they are using all their waste to make it in manure. And
So what
uh,
at city level?
uh, so at city level, I'm not aware of a circular economy. Sir. I, I
So
think.
what are all the elements? What are all the factors? We should keep in mind, to create a circular economy. So take example of Patna and or Lucknow, for example.
Sorry, sir. Could you repeat the question?
Take example of Lucknow and tell me that, how can we create a circular economy around it?
Okay. So in Lucknow, if we see, we have garment industry, we have other type of industry. So first we need to ensure what is the raw material coming from. If we can make raw material either a waste material from some other industries, and then like reuse it in the production process. And so like in the whole supply chain, we need to see where the material is coming from and what is the output going into. And also, sir, the waste which is getting created, there should be a new type of industries which can reuse them. Like for example, sir, we can make industries which use cardboard, which make cardboard out of certain type of waste. And uh, and also, so we can create new type of incentive schemes so that people can set up those industries and they can get tax benefits, things like that.
Okay, so you studied mathematics, but you opted for sociology.
Yes.
Why not mathematics as option?
So I started this preparation when I was a working aspirant, and I had less number of hours to put into the preparation. So I thought of taking subject which can be done in shorter period of time, since mathematics require rigorous practice. So sir, it was mostly of the practical reasons, and also sir, it helped me in my GS and essay. So that's why, sir.
So tell me, like, why do you want to become civil servant?
Yes, sir. So, since my childhood, I have seen my mother. She is in Anganwadi, and I've seen. So she motivated me to join the civil services because the kind of impact and the value they can bring in the grassroots level, especially as a coming from a background like a village in a Western UP. I've seen few changes which are coming because of the government initiatives. So I want to be part of such change and want to contribute in some way.
Thank you. So tell me, like, your own assessment.
Yeah, I think it was really bad. I think in the first place, I think
Why?
I was missing out on so many things.
Hmm.
Even you asked me about circular economy, I was trying to frame my answer quickly, but I just restricted it to industries and not included households. And I think so many things were missing
Hmm.
there.
See, I
Yes.
was focusing on that. See, in the interview, what is important is consistency, right? What you have mentioned in DAF and what you say in few answers should be, there in other answers. For example, uh, best out of waste craft, right? That is your hobby. Uh, when I asked about as a municipal commissioner, that didn't come out, right? And when I asked about, circular economy, take example of Lucknow, you were telling like, we can create certain industries, but I was expecting, will you be talking about, waste to art industry, right?
Hmm.
So that is the consistency I'm talking about. See, if it is you,
Hmm.
if you're mentioned under interest and extracurricular, that's you're passionate about it. So that
Hmm.
passion should be evident in other answers, right? It can be a passing mention also. Maybe you can consider as an idea also to create an
Hmm.
industry around it, right?
Yes, sir.
So hobby should not be, expressed only when the question is specific to hobby. It can come
mm,
in some other answers also, even indirectly or remotely, right? So that is why I was emphasizing on that. So
mm,
that is one point. And in addition to that, of course, answer needs to be more detailed, right? You need to consider the again sociology is there, right? So try to bring sociological perspective also in some of the
mhm,
answers. For example, you know the issues of waste management involves people of SC/ST and
mm,
who are mostly related, the manual scavenging, people who pick garbages. They belong to, right. So how are you going to address that particular issue? Right. So you can
mhm,
go for the technology, you can talk about. If you say you want to bring technology, why? You can give the reasoning here, like this. Right.
mm,
So one sociological perspective, and then whatever, like institutional governance, economy related dimension you can bring in such kind of answers. Plus technology. That should be there. Right.
yes,
So in one of the answers when I was asking about why people are influential people are worried about you know,
mhm,
declining fertility rate. The very first point you talked about was political one, right? So
mm,
better to stay away from those points. So you said it
mhm,
is for political gain or something like that. Hmm. So I got the context of it. So, but either keep it to the end or don't mention that kind of point,
mhm.
right?
Okay, sir.
Restrict to socio-economic cultural aspect rather than getting into the political.
Oh,
So they may counter like, okay, can you elaborate? What do you mean by
mm,
that? Hmm. Right. Why sociology never say that answer? Okay, like see, you should not say it was. It becomes like mainly self-interest, right? It was
mhm,
convenient, so it had application for GAS and all. So you may be thinking it is honest answer. Of course, it is honest answer. I'm not denying that.
yes, sir.
But if you can say something like for the diversity's sake, like you definitely loved mathematics. You even thought about it, but however, while exploring sociology, for some reason interested you more. You can give what are the
Mm,
reasons that why you started liking sociology, and you have given like hobby like spending quality time with grandparents and all. You don't have to mention that in your answer. If you say that you like sociology, you're passionate about, it goes with what you mentioned here, right? So it won't be taken as no wrong answer, false answer. You just have to say it with more passion, confidence. Hmm. So that is there, like you can give answer with even more relaxed and know,
mm,
more confident tone.
yes,
So the answer is coming. So the interview was not bad actually. Like you gave
okay, sir.
answers like no answer was wrong, right? No answer was uh, like bad also, right? So you are there, like I can say 175, 180 level. You were already there. You just have to push, sit in front of the mirror, and record your own answer. Do video recording of your own answers, right? Give answer like maybe you can ask somebody to ask 2 to 3 questions, right? Give answer in a more. See, you have to rehearse, you have to practice, and you have to prepare and go there, right? And
Mm,
nature of the questions can be something like this if it is DAP oriented, and if it is
mhm,
current affair oriented, the usual questions which they ask. So take the same questions and practice it, right? The trick is whatever we are asking, no, here you should have thought about it multiple times before coming to
mm,
interview or mock interview, right? If you have thought about it multiple times, then it becomes easy to give it with
mm, yes,
confidence.
sir.
But we spend entire day learning new things and
Mhm,
without pausing for 1 hour or half an hour and thinking about
mm,
this. So that is when everything goes on like new, right? You might have read circular economy. If I ask in a
mhm,
different context, it becomes new, right? So you have to create those kind of situations and think before it.
Noted, sir.
And apply the same question to Delhi also, like Delhi pollution. See now the waste, the word very waste. I can not only waste management, it can be pollution, right?
Mm-hmm. Sure, sir.
Okay, all the best. No?
Thank you.